Hey everybody in YouTube land, it's your friend Richard, aka ECWFan. And if you saw the vlog a couple days ago, I went to Welcome Back Collectables, Snoopers Mall, and some pawn shops and Goodwills, which I filmed at one of the Goodwills, and it's pretty cool. Anyhow, I picked up comics, movies, and games, and on the trip I found a few comic books I needed for the collection and in my price range. So I'm going to go ahead and show the comics first, since, get them out of the way since they're the quick ones. They're 3 issues. One of the first issues I picked up at Snoopers Mall was this cool Action Comics 986 cover with Lex Luthor and Superman getting eaten by an ape. Yeah, this was, it was in the dollar bin, and I picked it up. I was like, what the heck? Nothing major about the issue, I don't think. I think it was just good for $1. Now, at Larry's, I picked up 2 issues off him, and I was tempted to pick up a third one, but I held off. Now, I did pick up Captain America 346, which I'm trying to get that glare out of it. And this has the John Walker run of Captain America. And at the time, he was pretty much Cap. And Steve Rogers was the captain. Anyhow, I think this is the issue where Walker's parents is killed by the watchdogs, and Walker just loses his mind and kills some of the watchdogs just because he just snaps. Because he had anger control issues at the time. But that ain't the big key that I picked up, and this is one I actually cleared because I actually made a trade with Larry on a game I picked up from the Goodwill. And while this is not in really good condition, I'd say it's a 0.5, 1 point. It's not in terrible shape, but it's in okay shape to pretty much make a trade and clear. It's Fantastic 447, the first Maximus the Man. And I do have the first appearance of the Inhumans, which is kind of nice, and it's kind of nice to get their key villain. Clearing it, I'm trying to get the glare out of it, but yeah, you can see right here, it's got some spinal damage right here. Got like a little spot right there, spinal damage. But like I said, I cleared it with a trade of a Wii U game that I didn't decide not to get because I don't really collect for the system. He had held me this, and I talked about this. I don't know if it's in a video or anywhere else, but over the last few months, every time Larry gets Funko Pops in at Welcome Back Collectables, I always ask, I said, did you get any of Slash? And I let it go because he got a big order in. I was like, well, he'll holler at me if he ever does, and he did. He sent me a private message. He's like, is this what you're looking for? Slash. Complete with a cigarette and his guitar in his hands. And now I have Slash to pair with Axl Rose, which is really cool. And this is the last Funko Pop I'll probably ever get. I mean, I don't really see myself getting any more Funko Pops because I don't have room for them. I just want to get Axl and Slash to pair beside each other. Because, Guns N' Roses is back. And that's gonna be my new intro now. You wanted the best comic book YouTuber. He didn't even make it. That's all there. Oh, that'll be my intro. Guns N' Roses. Now moving on to the movies I picked up, and this was come from Cheap Thrills, and they had held me this one, and I forgot about it. And I walked in, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't I have him put a movie back for me to get this week? And then it hit me. I was like, yeah, I did. It was Suffer Little Children. And this low-budget horror film is about demon possession, and it's from Britain. I never heard of it. And I saw this cover, and then I looked at the back, which I will not show because the black back has some gory scenes involved. I was like, this looks like a cool horror film. Nice little low-budget horror film. So I'm pretty sure I'd say Eddie or somebody knows about it. So now at the Goodwill, I actually found 2 unopened things, and one of them was the unopened copy of The Bad News Bears in Breaking Training. And I believe this is where they go to Texas. I believe this is where they go to Texas. There was three movies of the Bad News Bears, and the first one had Walter Matthau as Mr. Butterworth, I believe that was his name. Buttermaker, I believe. And I always loved the first one. That was really a classic. This one has William Devane as a coach who takes the kids to, Texas, I believe, in this one. The third one took them to Japan. They did a TV series, I believe, too, and then they did I think the late 90s, early 2000s, they did one with Billy Bob Thornton as a reboot. I tried to find the other two Bad News Bears movies, but they didn't have them. Now, another cool thing that they didn't have open, and this is a new copy of Soul Calibur 3, and this is the greatest hits. Ain't never been opened. PlayStation 2 game. Pretty cool. Now, I got this one as an attempt to trade it to Larry, but he didn't need it. And really, there wasn't much profit there from what he showed me. I didn't know. I thought these Disney games were a little bit high priced, but it's a good thing I didn't have to pay much for it. I mean, it was Goodwill, and it was cheap enough to keep in the collection. It's an Xbox 360 copy of Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. I had this for the PlayStation 3. It's from my PlayStation 3 collection, so this is kind of nice. At a pawn shop, I picked up Ace Combat Assault Horizon, and this pawn shop gave me a special, clearance sale that they was doing a special sale on PlayStation 3 games, and this is kind of cool. So, another one from the pawn shop, and the reason I asked is because this case was all jacked, and she's like, well, we actually have a special sale going, I think. So she asked the other guy, and the guy was like, yeah, let him have him. And I think this is SSX, the snowboarding game, and I believe Metal Jesus Rocks showed this one off at one time. So it's kind of nice to get that. I picked up a hunting game, and I'm not much of a hunter, as you can tell, but Cabela's Outdoor Adventures is in this one, and if you're into hunting, if you're a hunter, there you go. You can hunt deer and birds, and I know they made a couple of these for this one, and it's kind of nice. That's weird that I have a fishing game, a hunting game, all kinds of crazy sports games, so it's kind of weird about that one. Now, another pawn shop game I picked up was UFC 3 Undisputed. UFC 3, baby. This makes my second UFC game. The first one I got was with Brock Lesnar. I've had that one for a while. Another airplane game I picked up, and this one is Blazing Angels. I picked this one up from Snoopers Mall. This is the Squadrons of World War II. I was trying to make that out, but yeah. I actually got this and something else that you'll see later in this haul from Snoopers Mall. It keeps adding to the PlayStation 3 collection. Now, this came from Cheap Thrills. This came with Suffer Little Children, and I actually he cut me a good break on this one, which he was shocked because he said, I've never seen this game. The guy did. He said, because he's played Super Street Fighter 4, and he had marked it way down. He said, I've never seen it that cheap before. And I'm not really a big fighting game guy, because I suck. I hit buttons, basically. But this was a kind of a nice little add-on to the collection I have, because I've got Tekken, I think 5 or 6 for the PlayStation 3. So that's a nice one. Now, Larry was holding me this other thing with Slash, and it was The Chronicles of Riddick, Assault on Dark Athena. And there was a bunch of these games. I mean, there was a bunch that Larry has a bunch of, good games for the PlayStation 3. But this was a nice one. Nice, great shape disc. It's really nice to have this one. And Atari made this. Atari. And at the time, I think Atari put out the Ghostbusters game. So, he was on a bit of a roll. Yeah. Like some Vin Diesel. That's cool. I gotta thank Larry for holding those for me. He was good to do that. So we're still moving on. We're still moving. I picked this one up at a pawn shop, and it shocked me because I looked it up online, and I think it's getting valuable for the fact they lost, 2K had lost the license to the NFL, and they put out their own football game called 2K Sports All Pro Football 2K8, and this was with John Elway and Jerry Rice and Barry Sanders, as you could tell on the cover. And they had lost their license to do the NFL to EA. So back at Snoopers Mall. Now these last four are some pretty cool, heavy hit games that I felt happy to get. 2 of them or 3 of them is ones I've seen, and I was very happy to fill them out on my PlayStation 3 collection list. But this one came from Snoopers Mall, and it was Binary Domain, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this game and brag it up, and I actually had a chance to buy this game at one time, and I put it back at GameStop. Yeah, I could kick myself. Well, I found it at Snoopers Mall, and I was like, I'm not passing this up again. I'm getting this one. So, yeah, it was worth getting. I saw this one at a pawn shop, and I was so happy to see it because I actually got this one, like, the sequel to this about a month earlier. It's Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man. The first Iron Man game. Now, all I need is the Spider-Man games and the Thor and Captain America for the PlayStation 3, and that would be pretty cool to get. And I actually had a chance to get Spider-Man. I think one of the Spider-Man games from Larry, but I put it back. I was like, no, I gotta, gotta conserve, gotta see, which ones I really need the most. And this is the last game I picked up on this trip. And this trip come from Larry, and I had seen this game, and I didn't really realize there was anything important about it. And I had been looking for No More Heroes for the PlayStation 3. They put out, I think, the Heroes collection or something. Well, I saw this one there. It's No More Heroes Red Zone. And I didn't know it, so I get up there, I get home, and I'm looking it up. I was like, what is this No More Heroes Red Zone? I've never heard of it. And it's the more mature rated, R-rated, Japanese import game. It's, it's in English. Some of it's in English, but it's basically, Red Zone is the No More Heroes game that they put out in America, but it's got more mature graphics and stuff like that. More, it goes out more mature. But I thought this was kind of cool to get my first Japanese import game from Larry. I thought that was kind of cool to find that there. Now, I've been meaning to show this, and I forgot. It's been months, and I actually got this game from Larry back in, I think in the spring. And I had put it up, and the disc is in perfect shape. I put it up. I put it up, and I forgot all about it. So I got home and I found it. I was like, I put it in my PlayStation collection, and I was like, wait a minute, I ain't even showed this one. So this is back in the spring. I picked up Bleach, Soul Resurrection, the RPG. So yeah, this came from Larry back in the spring, but it's nice to show it in this collection of haul, what I picked up. And yeah, Bleach, Soul Resurrection. And this game's starting to get, I had a chance to get this one at GameStop years ago, and I didn't do it. So I went ahead and picked it up. It's a nice little RPG. Pick it up. Nice little add-on to the collection. But overall, like I said, this came back months ago, and these are the games that I picked up, more or less, this haul. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this nice little haul video. And remember, always check out for some good old pops like Slash. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, everything you saw, you can like and sub or comment. I don't mind. Thanks for watching.